Hello friends, welcome to Live Traveling. Today we'll see
Huatulco Mexico Complete Travel Guide. Things to do. Huatulco Mexico, a tropical dreamscape. Huatulco is a small resort in Oaxaca bordering its own national park. Until the airport was modernized in the 2000s, there was no easy way down to Huatulco, and even today the only international flights come from Chicago and various airports in Canada. The resort has 9 bays and 36 beaches along 30 kilometers of untouched coastline. On land are waterfalls, canyons, and coffee and tropical fruit plantations. 4 different sea turtles inhabit the ocean at Huatulco's National Park, joined by a whole spectrum of other marine species like angelfish, butterfly fish, rays, dolphins, yellowfin tuna, and whales that migrate here in winter. A trip to Huatulco will be a whirlwind of snorkeling, diving, boat trips to deserted beaches and mountain adventures to villages and farms in primal jungle. 1. Huatulco National Park. Covering almost 12,000 hectares, the national park hosts 3 of Huatulco's 9 bays in a landscape of deciduous forest, mangroves, savanna, wetlands, thorn scrub, floodplains, and coral reefs in the water. This mosaic of ecosystems has incredible biodiversity, with more than 700 plant species, 130 mammal varieties, almost 300 bird species, and 87 types of amphibian and reptile. In the ocean are numerous marine and intertidal invertebrates, as well as over 120 reef and demersal fish. There are many ways to experience this astounding environment: on boat trips to hard-to-reach bays, by bike, on hiking trails, or on all-terrain bird-spotting expeditions to see crane hawks, red-breasted chats, and doubledays hummingbirds. 2. Bahía San Agustín. Most people agree that the westernmost of Huatulco's bays is the prettiest. But because Bahía San Agustín is one of the trickiest to reach, it never feels overrun. You can visit by boat or along a dirt track through banana and papaya plantations, and will be met by a 1,500-meter horseshoe beach, backed by a continuous line of restaurants in Palapis, Palm Beach huts. You'll be tempted not to move from the golden sand of the beach, but Bahía San Agustín has some of the best snorkeling in Huatulco, with crystal clear waters and a reef just meters from the shore with an abundance of life like sea urchins, rays, and bright shoals of tropical fish. 3. Bahía de Cacaluta. The definition of a tropical paradise, Bahía de Cacaluta was chosen as a shooting location for Alfonso Cuarón's 2001 movie Y Tu Mama Tambien. Within the national park, the only way to visit this bay is by hiking or riding on an ATV through jungle for half an hour, or by boat. Apart from any tourists who have made the journey, the 1-kilometer beach will be a deserted swathe of golden sand traced by lush forest. Offshore is an islet with high cliffs, and the currents caused by this landform have given the beach an M shape. If you're a strong swimmer, you can push out to the island for some snorkeling and to see the many crabs in its rock pools. 4. Bahía Chachacual. Also in the national park, Chachacual is one of the least frequented bays, and the only practical way to approach it is from the water. There are 2 beaches nestling in the bay: Playa Chachacual, the main beach at 1.3 kilometers long, and Playa la India to the east, 350 meters in length and edged by jungle and mangrove forests. The water in the bay has mesmerizing green and blue tones, although the currents can be quite powerful. If you're a stronger swimmer and fancy some snorkeling, there are butterfly fish, puffer fish, angelfish, and moray eels. And sitting on the shore in winter, you may see humpback whale pods passing by. 5. Cascadas Mágicas. A half-day excursion into the Sierra Madre del Sur. The Cascadas Mágicas is a set of beautiful waterfalls on a tributary of the Rio Copalita. The falls are ensconced in dense, remote jungle. You'll travel in a 4x4 along a twisting mountain road. After paying entrance and hiking through lush jungle, you'll forget all that effort, as you're confronted by banks of dreamy cascades and emerald pools. There's a path leading up the side of the falls and through a cave, and you can dive into the clear water, which is wonderfully cool after that jungle trek. 6. Parque Ecoarqueológico de Bacana. Copalita, only 10 kilometers from Huatulco's bays, is an archaeological site with vestiges dating between 900 BC and 1000 AD. The grounds, built on the alluvium from the Copalita River and igneous stone by the coast, have jungle teeming with wildlife and coursed by well-paved and signposted trails. A tour of this massive site will take around 2 hours, and some of the monuments to check out are a large ball court, the main temple, a sequence of small plazas with dwellings, and a sacrificial stone on a cliff top. The museum on site chronicles Oaxaca's Zapotec and Mixtec cultures and has artifacts like ceramic vessels, steels, monumental sculptures, and figurines. 7. Hagia Sofia. Another trip into the Sierra Madre del Sur will take you to this botanical garden and farm where you can immerse yourself in Oaxaca's natural scenery, flora and agriculture. Set in 130 hectares, Hagia Sofia is on the Rio Magdalena and cultivates rare timber, fruits, 80 varieties, as well as flowers native to Mexico and Southeast Asia. As you'll be spending a day, breakfast and lunch are included in the tour, comprising fresh fruit grown on the grounds and Oaxacan quesadillas with homemade salsas. One of many highlights will be a walk up the Rio Magdalena to the stunning waterfall of the Bell. 8. Playa la Bocana. Below the archaeological site is a beach at one of the mouths of the river Copalita, changing dramatically with the seasons and tides. Sometimes there will be just a sliver of sand, but usually there's a large open space where a branch of the river snakes down to the ocean, leaving a lagoon. Surfers hit the waves, and while the currents are too strong for leisurely swimming, you can have a wild time bodyboarding. The mud deposited by the river is rich in minerals, and you can ask to be slathered from head to toe, which will leave your skin feeling unusually soft for days after. There's a couple of beachside restaurants for a shrimp taco or fish burger and cold beer while watching the surfers in action. 9. Boat trips. There's no doubt that if you want to get the best out of Huatulco, you need to take to the water. You can do this on a private charter or by opting for a group tour on a larger vessel. The theme of your trip will depend on your taste. You may be up for snorkeling, bird watching, whale watching, December to March, or keen on finding the most deserted beach possible to feel like a castaway for a few hours. Quiet and intimate is the best way to experience the unspoiled beauty of the national park. You can pick up facts about this ecosystem from an experienced guide, who will point out rays and sea turtles and drop you off at reefs. On board some boats you'll be able to catch fish like snapper that you can take to the restaurants to be cooked how you like it. 10. Diving. One of the things to note before you come to Huatulco is that Mexico's Pacific coast is a different proposition to the more famous Mayan Riviera. Sea temperatures fluctuate, even in summer, the currents can be strong and visibility can change from site to site. But if you're an advanced diver looking for once-in-a-lifetime wildlife encounters, Huatulco is all you could want. Along 39 kilometers of coast there are more than 100 sites, at vibrant reefs, strange volcanic rock formations and epic drop-offs. You could dive for a month and never see the same things twice. 4 of the 7 known sea turtles inhabit these waters, along with 4 different dolphin species, rays and white tip, nurse and whale sharks. Get in contact with the Huatulco Dive Center and Hurricane Divers for more details.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe.